Saturday, 18th of April, 2026 at 10:56 a.m. here in Amsterdam, North Holland, the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Welcome once again to our cosmic journey. It is your dev and design podcast featuring two gentlefolk who I swear to God will stop talking about sync.
One day.
One day.
But not today.
Maybe today. Not today.
Not today.
Not today. But we're going to find out if this is the last day. I am your designer, Jake. He is your engineer, Trey. Hello, Trey.
Hello, Jake. Is it today inclusive or exclusive?
Today inclusive. You will find out very quickly that hey, look, I know that you're done hearing about sync.
I think we need to go to.
I think we're done.
Single.
Thinking about, you're right. It's big feelings time. I know you're sick of hearing about sync. I know that I'm sick of hearing about sync. It's only this guy over here that loves talking about syncing so much.
No, I'm sick of sync too.
You're not sick of sync. You're sycophant. You're not sick of sync.
Nobody would like to be more out of the sinkhole, as it were, than me.
That would have been a better title than the title that we came up with. The sinkhole would have been great. But in fact, we chose to entitle the episode Everything But the Kitchen Sink. Not only will we be talking about sync and showing another demo about that, but we'll also be showing a thing about hiding and showing perspectives and maybe talking about our big feelings. It really depends on how the coffee hits us later in the episode. But for right now, before we get to all of that, we always start with a check-in question. Mr. Henry, are you ready for it?
I'm certainly ready.
Me too. Did I say show hide perspective? I meant show hide moment. The coffee hasn't fully kicked in yet. But let's get to the check-in question now. Mr. Henry, the question is, and this is based upon Heather Freeman's 138 questions. Go take a look at that episode up there to learn more about the 138 questions of Heather Freeman. I believe this is question 77, if I remember correctly. Your brain is a computer. Two questions. First, what is its wallpaper? Second, which background task is taking up all of your CPU cycles?
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's good. That's a really good two-parter. Okay, so for the first one, it's one of those backgrounds that's from like the early 2000s where everybody was doing those like 3D rendered, but there was just like so much stuff going on. It was just like all kinds of like blasts of like little particles everywhere and just like super, super busy. Very beautiful looking, like a kind of weird textural tapestry.
If we found that,
I'm sure I could find one.
I will gladly have put it into the video now. But Trey has done a very good job describing with his words. So that's the wallpaper.
Yeah. So the wallpaper is just very messy. It looks, it's pretty, it's nice, but it's just like there's a lot going on.
And what's your background task that has run rampant?
Oh gosh, I think it's got to be the voice of self-doubt. Or the self-saboteur, the internal self-saboteur.
Self-saboteur.daemon.
Yeah, .exe.
.exe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's constantly going and just like you're not good enough. You're gonna screw it up. Nobody's gonna like it. You suck.
Why aren't you done with sync yet?
Yeah. How long does this thing? Actually, that's just Jake.
So I'm your background task. That's more of a foreground task. Jake.exe.
What about you? What's your background?
So my wallpaper, first of all, is the flying toasters from it's a screensaver, but I would have that as my wallpaper. If you're not familiar with the flying toasters, it is showing in front of you right now because I guarantee you that somebody has taken a video of that. And
why is that your background?
Oh, I just love it. I think about it all the time. Like I just think about those flying toasters and they just go like this and they kind of dip and they do this really lovely kind of movement where they go across and they go whoop and they go to a new level. Whoever did that, kudos to you. You've done amazing work. I just love the flying toasters. The background task that is running, that is taking up all of my cycles inappropriately, is called garbagetv.exe. So I think too much about like The Circle and Love is Blind, and like Garbage TV takes up too much of my cycles and has run away. It is, and now I'm trying my hardest to like kill the task.
And it just keeps popping back up.
And it keeps popping back up, and it's like,
there's like three more every time.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I just need to reboot or something. I don't even know what that means psychically. Good answers, everyone. Good answers. Yeah. Mr. Henry, do you want to talk a little bit about what had happened with Sync? And let's do a little demo today.
Yeah, so a bunch of things happened with Sync, but the thing that I'm going to demo, which is probably the most interesting from a demo perspective and just from a user perspective is that we finally got delete working.
Hooray!
This was the last big, I mentioned last cycle's video that there was one big thing that was left, and the one big thing that was left is delete, which, just to give a little bit of background on delete, when you're talking about syncing data between multiple different devices, delete is probably one of the hardest things to do.
And why is delete so hard to do, Mr. Henry?
Because what does it
mean to delete?
What does it mean to delete? It's really a kind of a metaphorical question, because you can't say that the absence of something is canonically that thing doesn't exist or shouldn't exist. So if there's no mutation that says that this thing has been deleted, then the thing will just continue to live. So you can't just say like this thing doesn't exist anymore. So what we have to do is we have to create what we call a delete tombstone, which is a way that we actually create an artifact that says this thing should not exist anymore. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick demo here of delete, and hopefully it's all just going to work.
We'll find out.
Right now, I just have one window open, and we've already gone through the first run. So this is just kind of a blank slate here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a perspective. Actually, I'll create a perspective from something. So I'll say this one, and then I'll do like the outers, and I'll just call it trad. Tree trad. Okay, so we have our perspective. And then I'm going to create a new chart, then an event chart, and I'm going to set it to this trad perspective.
Trad perspective.
Boop. And then
trad perspective.
Yeah. So we have a chart for now, which
and you can prove that's a trad perspective because if you click on the chevron down, there she is.
Okay. So now, just to make sure that we're all synchronized, so then I'm going to go over to a new window here, and I'm going to go to the site, and I'm using a private window here.
You can tell on the black border, that way. The black border here is the private window. So that's window 2.
Window 2, yeah. So if we come back over,
no, that's no window. No. That's window 1.
There we go. So we have this was where we just were. This is our new window, and it always starts out in dark mode. Because my machine is dark. So I'm just going to sign in here really quick, and then, of course, blah.
Now it shows up in light mode.
Yeah, now it's switched over to light mode, and all of our stuff is synced up. And if we go and we look at this event chart here, then we can see that it has that trad perspective. And if we go to settings, then it has a trad thing. So all of that is
everything
stuff that
is synced up.
Yeah, that's already stuff that you've seen. So now what I'm going to do is we switch back over to our other window here.
1.
And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to delete that perspective. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say delete perspective. And then it says it will set any perspective
back to its default,
or any moment that's using this perspective back to the system default, which is going to be this cosmic Hellenistic one. So if we go back here and then I look at this chart and we come here, cosmic Hellenistic. And then if we switch over to our other window and we come here and look at this one, hopefully,
let's see.
This will say cosmic Hellenistic.
Wow.
And if we go to the settings here, we can see that perspective is no longer there.
Huge.
So that's cool. And then lastly, the last thing, lastably. Okay, so we're on second window here. We're back to first window. We're going to go home. And I'm going to archive this event chart. Boop. And then we'll just switch windows.
And then, boop, 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 boop.
So that's now in the archive. So then if we come over here to the archive.
Which you haven't seen yet in the builds, but it's coming soon.
Yeah, we haven't done an actual release in a while.
We haven't done a release in a while. This is 0.11 you're seeing here.
Yeah, so so we have, this is our first window, this is our second window. They both have event chart in there. I'm going to trash it.
Trash.
And then if we come over here,
it is getrashed.
Getrashed.
Yeah.
And if I went and looked at the database, which I'm not going to bring up because then Jake will just like cut it out or make me sound like a duck. But if I went and showed the database, then you would see that there was, the creation of a chart, and then there was a tombstone for that chart, which said that it was deleted.
Yeah.
And then when it syncs, then there was one other thing also, which I can't really demo easily, but is also really cool, is that we simplified part of how sync works such that, and made it more resilient. And I did this kind of cool test where I said the server can only respond with one thing at a time. And you can kind of watch things chug in and everything synchronizes and stitches together. It's very cool.
And the reason you said it could only respond at one thing at a time is you wanted to simulate the kind of heaviest of like loads for the server to kind of turn over these things.
Yeah, a worst case scenario.
A worst case scenario. And
Yeah.
it worked pretty well.
Yeah, no, it worked great. Like it just always, it always picked everything up and stitched everything together and synchronized. And it's just like there's a little bit of like trust the process in something like this. And then when you see it all work together, you're like, oh my god, it's kind of magical. But it also, that internal background process that I was talking about earlier is also like it's going to blow up, it's going to break. Everybody, like it's going to lose data, and they're going to hate you. And so.
And they don't hate you. You did great.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah. So big snaps for you. Big snaps for so far not hating Trey. Let's talk a little bit about some UI stuff that won't be in the product yet, but that we have created some prototypes for, because eventually we'll get to a point where we will integrate it in. The idea behind this kind of hiding and showing moments is that if you have used Cosmic for any amount of time, you'll know that we can either show one moment or two moments upon a circular chart. We also have a list version of the chart as well, but you only show one moment or two moments. We have received some feedback from our customers that said, it's great that you can only show two moments. However, sometimes in a chart, I would like to have more moments available to me that I could kind of swap in and out. It seems weird that I have to remove a moment and then put that moment, a new moment back in order for me to continue my work. Or in the other case, what they do is they create new charts that kind of duplicate moments across. It doesn't really work for them. So you can imagine that one day we'll get to a point where we'll say like, this is the native, this is their birth moment. These are their transits as a now ring. Here is secondary progression. Here is a progressed Mercury thing. And then they could switch between them and just see all of that and have it bundled in one thing.
Or if you're doing like a whole family, for example, and so you have like your
all the
client,
relationship charts.
Yeah, all the relationship charts. So it's like your client's natal chart, but then their spouse, their other spouse, their kids, like et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we have now is over here, you'll see on the left-hand side here, actually, can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can see my mouse. Right here and right here, we have these little eyeballs. Yay! Now, they are not wired up at all. They do nothing. But you can imagine that if I click this eyeball like this, it would turn off the ring, and then we would only show one ring. You could also imagine then more moments down here, and I could swap them in and out, and they would pop up and down the list to show you what moments are enabled and what moments are disabled. Isn't that cool? Love it. It's not fully integrated into the product. It is just a UI prototype, but I can show you a little bit of what it would look like once you can turn them on or off. Okay, we're back here in Storybook, and you can see the same little icon over here, and you can see, oh, there it is. It's now in a disabled state or an enabled state, and it just looks like boop, 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 boop. Looks pretty good, right? Love it.
I love it.
One day it'll be integrated. Mr. Henry has been working on sync for so long that we are eventually going to get back to doing things in the UI. You had remembered that we had talked about the aspectarian. It's up there. Now we're talking about moment showing and hiding. So he's a little bit backed up right now with some stuff. That's fine, because what I'm going to be doing is working on the mobile views so that we can use our mobile devices in order to do good astrology. And then Trey will be working on these things. And then eventually we'll get a release out to you, and it's going to be glorious and fantastic, and it will be c'est magnifique. We'll love it.
We hope.
We hope. Mr. Henry, what should the good viewer do with the rest of their Saturday, the 18th of April, 2026?
We might have done this one before, but they should go to a dog park. Even if you don't have a dog, you should go to the dog park.
We have done that before. Go pet a dog, even if people love when you pay attention to their dogs, unless they're okay, actually, unless their dogs are super reactive. Ask permission first.
Ask permission first. It's also in your best interest.
It's also in everyone's best interest. Go to a dog park. Go pet a dog once you have consent to do so. Be well. Take care. Thank you for watching this week. We love seeing your faces every single week. We're going to see you again next week. But until then, go pet a dog. But get permission first and goodbye.
Bye.